Rowan Laszlo. Rowan Laszlo dies from being killed by the Hyde, a monstrous creature that Tyler Galpin transforms into under the control of Laurel Gates. The attack involves brute force, where the Hyde slashes and mauls Rowan, leading to fatal injuries from deep lacerations and blunt trauma. This occurs in the woods near Nevermore Academy after Rowan attempts to kill Wednesday Addams based on a misinterpreted vision. The context begins with Rowan's psychic ability, known as telekinesis, which allows him to move objects with his mind. He experiences a vision showing Wednesday destroying the academy, prompting him to see her as a threat. In the series, visions are glimpses of future events that psychics like Wednesday and Rowan receive, often involuntarily and requiring interpretation. Rowan, convinced by this vision, confronts Wednesday in her dorm room at Nevermore, a school for outcasts, individuals with supernatural powers such as werewolves, sirens, or psychics. During the confrontation, Rowan uses his telekinesis to lift Wednesday off the ground and attempts to strangle her. Telekinesis here means exerting force on objects or people without physical contact, relying on mental concentration. Wednesday defends herself by breaking free and escaping. Rowan pursues her into the woods, where he again tries to attack her, this time preparing to use a knife. However, before he can strike, the Hyde intervenes unexpectedly. The Hyde is a shape-shifting monster, specifically a type of creature from folklore that can be unlocked in certain individuals through trauma or hypnosis. In Tyler's case, Laurel Gates, posing as Marilyn Thornhill, the botany teacher, has hypnotized him to transform at her command. Hypnosis in this context is a psychological technique to influence the subconscious mind, making Tyler obedient to Laurel's orders without his full awareness in human form. As Rowan raises the knife toward Wednesday, the Hyde charges from the shadows, grabbing Rowan and slamming him against a tree. The brute force includes powerful claws ripping into Rowan's torso, causing massive blood loss and organ damage. Brute force refers to raw physical strength without weapons, amplified by the Hyde's supernatural size and ferocity. Wednesday witnesses the attack but escapes, later finding Rowan's body mutilated beyond recognition. This death sets off Wednesday's investigation into the monster attacks plaguing Jericho, the nearby town. The vision that misled Rowan was actually depicting Wednesday fighting against a greater evil, not causing destruction herself. Misinterpretation of visions is a recurring theme, where incomplete or symbolic imagery leads to wrong conclusions. Mayor Noble Walker. Mayor Noble Walker dies from assassination in the hospital by having his ventilator turned off, leading to suffocation due to inability to breathe on his own. A ventilator is a machine that assists or replaces breathing by pumping oxygen into the lungs through a tube, commonly used for patients with severe respiratory issues or in recovery from trauma. The context starts with Mayor Walker being hit by a car in a deliberate attempt to silence him. This happens just as he is about to reveal the true identity of Laurel Gates, who is secretly alive and operating under the alias Marilyn Thornhill. Laurel Gates is a descendant of the Gates family, historical rivals to the Addams family, and she seeks revenge against outcasts. Mayor Walker, as the elected leader of Jericho, has access to town records and investigates anomalies related to the monster killings. He discovers that Laurel Gates, presumed dead in a childhood accident, faked her death and returned as Thornhill. Faking death involves staging evidence like a body or records to convince others of one's demise, allowing Laurel to assume a new identity. While meeting with Wednesday to share this information, a car driven by an accomplice, implied to be under Laurel's influence, strikes Walker, causing critical injuries, including broken bones and internal bleeding. He is rushed to the hospital and placed on a ventilator to stabilize his breathing as his lungs are compromised from the impact. In the hospital room, an unseen assailant, later revealed to be Laurel Gates herself or her proxy, enters and disconnects the ventilator. Disconnecting a ventilator means shutting off the power or removing the tube, which immediately stops the artificial breathing support. Without it, Walker's damaged respiratory system fails, leading to hypoxia, lack of oxygen in the blood, and eventual cardiac arrest, where the heart stops beating due to oxygen deprivation. This assassination prevents Walker from exposing Laurel's plan, which involves using the Hyde to eliminate outcasts and revive Joseph Crackstone, a historical figure who persecuted them. Assassination here is the targeted killing of a public figure for political or personal motives. executed covertly to avoid detection. Dr. Valerie Kinbot. Dr. Valerie Kinbot dies from being killed by the Hyde, Tyler Galpin in monster form. The attack is brutal, involving claws and fangs that cause fatal wounds through slashing and biting, resulting in exsanguination, severe blood loss, and trauma to vital organs. The context revolves around Dr. Kinbot's role as a therapist in Jericho, treating outcast students from Nevermore, including Wednesday and Tyler. Therapy involves confidential sessions where patients discuss emotions and experiences to address mental health issues. Kinbot becomes suspicious of Tyler's blackouts, periods of lost time where he transforms into the Hyde without memory. Laurel Gates, controlling Tyler, orders the Hyde to eliminate Kinbot because she is getting too close to the truth about his condition. Getting too close means Kinbot's questions and hypnosis attempts are risking exposure of Laurel's manipulation. Hypnosis in therapy is used to access repressed memories, but in Tyler's case, it could trigger or reveal his Hyde transformations. During a session, Kinbot hypnotizes Tyler, leading him to partially recall his monstrous actions. Alarmed, she plans to report this. Later, the Hyde ambushes her in her office. Ambush means a surprise attack from hiding, allowing no time for defense. The Hyde bursts through the door, grabs Kinbot, and slashes her abdomen, exposing intestines and causing immediate shock, a state where blood pressure drops dangerously. Shock from trauma leads to organ failure if untreated. The monster then bites into her neck, severing arteries like the carotid, which supplies blood to the brain, accelerating death. This killing escalates Wednesday's suspicions toward Tyler, as she finds evidence like claw marks at the scene. Evidence includes physical traces left behind, such as blood patterns or footprints, which forensic analysis, scientific examination of crime scenes, can link to the perpetrator. Principal Larissa Weems. Principal Larissa Weems dies from being poisoned by Laurel Gates. Poisoning involves introducing a toxic substance into the body. Here, nightshade, which disrupts nerve signals and causes paralysis, respiratory failure, and heart stoppage. Nightshade is a plant containing atropine and other alkaloids that, in high doses, overstimulate the nervous system. The nervous system is the network of nerves and brain that controls body functions. Overstimulation leads to convulsions, uncontrolled muscle spasms, and eventual shutdown. The context occurs when Weems, the principal of Nevermore, uses her shape-shifting ability to impersonate Tyler. Shape-shifting means altering one's appearance to mimic another person, a power Weems possesses as an outcast. She does this to confront Laurel Gates and extract a confession about her master plan. Weems arranges a meeting in the woods, appearing as Tyler to trick Laurel into revealing details. Laurel, believing she is speaking to her controlled Hyde, admits to orchestrating the murders and reviving Crackstone to eradicate outcasts. Eradicate means to completely destroy a group. During the conversation, Laurel offers Weems, as Tyler, a drink laced with nightshade extract. Laced means secretly added to the liquid. Weems drinks it, unaware of the poison. Shortly after, symptoms begin. Blurred vision from pupil dilation, dry mouth from inhibited saliva production, and rapid heartbeat. Tachycardia. As the poison spreads via the bloodstream, the circulatory system carrying blood throughout the body, it causes muscle weakness and paralysis, preventing Weems from shifting back or calling for help. Paralysis is the loss of muscle function. Respiratory muscles fail, leading to asphyxiation, inability to breathe, and cardiac arrest. Laurel watches as Weems dies, ensuring her secrets remain hidden. This death highlights the vulnerability of even powerful outcasts to subtle attacks like poisoning, which bypasses physical defenses. Ethan Hansen. Ethan Hansen dies from being mauled by the Hyde. Mauling involves repeated attacks with claws and teeth, causing multiple lacerations, fractures, and hemorrhaging, internal bleeding that lead to death from blood loss and shock. The context positions Ethan as a random hiker, the third known victim in a series of monster attacks around Jericho. A hiker is someone walking trails for recreation, and random means he has no direct connection to the plot, serving as collateral in Laurel's scheme. The attacks are part of Laurel's plan to frame outcasts for the killings, stirring fear in the normie, non-supernatural population. Framing means planting evidence to make innocents appear guilty. Ethan is hiking in the woods when the Hyde, under Laurel's command, targets him. The monster approaches stealthily, using its enhanced senses, superior smell and hearing, to track him. Stealthily means moving without detection. The Hyde pounces, knocking Ethan down with immense force, fracturing ribs, bones protecting the lungs and heart. Fractures are breaks in bone structure. It then claws his chest and limbs, tearing skin and muscle tissue. Tissue is the material forming body parts. Bites to the thighs sever femoral arteries, major blood vessels, causing rapid exsanguination. Without immediate medical intervention like tourniquets, devices to stop bleeding, death occurs within minutes. This victim helps Wednesday piece together the pattern of attacks, noting they occur near Nevermore and target isolated individuals, building evidence against the Hyde. Nero, Wednesday's pet scorpion. Nero, Wednesday's pet scorpion, dies from being run over by a bicycle. This crushes its exoskeleton, the hard outer shell protecting its body, leading to internal injuries and immediate death. Scorpions are arachnids with 8 legs, a segmented tail ending in a stinger, and pincers for grasping. As pets, they require specific care like a terrarium, an enclosed habitat mimicking their natural environment. The context involves bullies at Nevermore targeting Wednesday. Bullies are individuals who harass others, here Dalton and his group, resentful of Wednesday's attitude. During a confrontation, the bullies attack Wednesday in her dorm, smashing her belongings. Nero escapes its enclosure amid the chaos. Enclosure is the container housing the pet. As Nero scuttles across the floor, scuttles means moves quickly on multiple legs. One bully rides a bicycle indoors, an unusual act for intimidation. The bicycle's wheel rolls over Nero, applying pressure that fractures the exoskeleton. Fracturing the exoskeleton exposes vital organs like the heart and nervous system to damage. Scorpions lack bones. Their shell provides structure and protection. The crush causes hemolymph, scorpion blood, leakage and organ rupture, where organs burst from force. This incident fuels Wednesday's vendetta, personal grudge, against the bullies, leading her to retaliate with pranks involving piranhas, flesh-eating fish. Joseph Crackstone. Joseph Crackstone experiences 2 deaths. His first death, shown in a flashback, is caused by Goody Addams killing him. A flashback is a scene depicting past events. Crackstone, a 17th century pilgrim and founder of Jericho, persecutes outcasts, viewing them as witches or demons. Persecution means systematic mistreatment. Goody Addams, an ancestor of Wednesday and a witch with healing powers, confronts Crackstone during a raid on an outcast meeting house. She locks him inside and sets the building on fire. Fire causes death through burns, destruction of skin and tissue, and smoke inhalation, where toxic gases like carbon monoxide replace oxygen in the blood. Crackstone succumbs to the flames, his body charred. Charred means burned to carbon. His second death occurs in the season finale, revived by Laurel Gates using a ritual involving blood magic, supernatural energy drawn from blood. Crackstone's body is reanimated, meaning brought back to life in a decayed form. He aims to destroy Nevermore and outcasts. Wednesday stabs him through the heart with a sword. The heart is the organ pumping blood. Stabbing it causes immediate failure. His body then implodes, collapsing inward due to the ritual's instability. Implosion means rapid inward collapse, disintegrating the reanimated form into dust. Garrett Gates. Garrett Gates dies from being stabbed in the chest by Morticia Addams, combined with accidentally poisoning himself. Stabbing penetrates the chest cavity, damaging lungs or heart, leading to pneumothorax, collapsed lung, or hemorrhage. The context is during an attempted attack at Nevermore. Garrett, Laurel's father, is obsessed with destroying the Addams family, believing they corrupted his son, Ansel. He infiltrates a school event, armed with a sword laced with nightshade poison. Infiltrates means enters secretly. Confronting Gomez Addams, Garrett lunges, but Morticia intervenes, stabbing him with her own weapon. Intervention means stepping in to stop. Simultaneously, Garrett has ingested some of the poison accidentally, perhaps from handling the blade. Ingestion means swallowing or absorbing through skin. The combination accelerates death. The stab wound causes immediate blood loss, while poison induces paralysis and organ shutdown. Marilyn Thornhill / Laurel Gates. Marilyn Thornhill, revealed as Laurel Gates, is presumed killed by Wednesday Addams. Presumed means assumed based on evidence, without confirmed body. After attempting to shoot Wednesday with a gun, a firearm propelling bullets, Laurel is distracted by bees summoned by Eugene Ottinger. Eugene, a beekeeper outcast, controls hives, colonies of bees. The bees swarm Laurel, stinging her repeatedly. Stings inject venom, causing pain, swelling, and in masses, anaphylaxis, a severe allergic reaction leading to breathing difficulty. Wednesday then strikes Laurel with a shovel, knocking her down. The impact causes head trauma, brain injury from force. Laurel falls unconscious. And with the bees continuing the assault, her survival is unlikely due to venom, overload, and wounds. Unconscious means loss of awareness, preventing self-defense. There's always more hidden beneath the surface, so don't stop here. Click the next video on your screen to uncover even more details you might have missed.